So what we're going to do in this lesson is take a look at how Adam Jones approaches playing riffs utilizing power chords. Now, Adam uses the drop D tuning pretty much exclusively throughout his playing style. So the first thing that we're going to have to do is we're going to have to take our low E string and we're going to just have to drop that down by a whole tone, tuning it to D. Now, what I did there was I dropped the low E down by a whole tone and tuned it to the 4th string. You can hear now that my low E string, my 6th string, is an octave lower than the 4th string. So we have a low D as opposed to our open E. Now, by simply dropping our low E string down by a whole tone and employing the drop D tuning, really opens up the guitar for new and interesting sonic possibilities. Now, this is something that Adam does pretty much exclusively. Now, straight away, by dropping the low E down to D, it's possible for me to play a D5 power chord on the bottom 3 strings. Now, this is really cool because you can just take one finger and bar that across the bottom 3 strings. And you can play a power chord. So it actually makes playing power chords a little bit easier than holding the traditional power chord shape, because now you can use just one finger. So now I'm going to introduce you to this concept with a practice study based around 3 power chords, very much in the style of Adam Jones. We're going to start off by using the open D power chord. Now, using just our first finger, we're going to bar across the bottom 3 strings to achieve an F5 power chord. And we're going to move that up a whole tone to the 5th fret. And that gives us a G5 power chord. So D5, F5, and then G5. Now let's take that drop D power chord concept and apply it to an Adam Jones style riff. Now for this riff, I've opted to use a 6/8 time signature. This time signature is quite a common time signature. For those of you that haven't been playing very long, it's probable that you've been using mainly a 4/4 time signature, which is 4 quarter note beats to 1 bar. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. But a 6/8 time signature means that you are using an 8th note as your pulse or your count, and you have 6 of them to 1 bar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And straight away you can hear, with me counting it, it has a very different feel to it. Okay, so nice and straightforward. We're going to start off nice and easy. You're going to play your D5 power chord. You're going to play a downstroke followed by an upstroke. You're going to play that twice. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, then we're going to play with our first finger barring across the 3rd fret, giving us an F5 power chord. And we're going to do the same rhythm, but we're just going to play it once. And then we're going to move up a whole tone and play G5 just with our first finger barring across the bottom 3 strings at the 5th fret and play the same rhythm again just once. Now, I've tried to keep that rhythm for this first riff as straightforward as possible. Adam would undoubtedly fill in the gaps there with mutes, with rhythmic mutes or palm muted root notes. But we're just keeping it nice and clean and nice and straightforward. You're going to do a downstroke followed by an upstroke. Now, another thing to bear in mind when you're playing that drop D chord, I tend to keep my first finger sort of situated at the 2nd fret, muting out the top 3 strings. And I also try to control the arc of my picking hand so that I am trying to only strike the bottom strings, but if I do strike the top strings, they're being muted out. So It just makes the sound a little bit cleaner. And also you can then lay your remaining fingers down as well as your palm to cut the chord off to give it a lot more dynamic impact. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to practice that riff around 4 times against the click track. Okay, so now it's your turn to practice our drop D tuning power chord riff. Take care with the 6/8 time signature. Take care with the motion of your picking hand. Try to only strike the bottom 3 strings, as well as employing some muting with both your left and right hands to cut off the chords and keep the rhythm nice and tight.